Want your kisses in the morning light. Wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might. 'Cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine.
Welcome to the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships for 2025. We are here at rainy Bill Norris Oval in Beenleigh, the city of Logan in lovely Queensland. My name is Daniel Clinton and I am joined by Avril Tam, the one and only Avril Tam. Hello, Avril. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Daniel. It is an absolute pleasure to be here in the beautiful Beenleigh Bill Norris Oval at the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships Division 1. We have got an exciting matchup here in Pool A. Manly starting on offense and Half Moon on defense.
Well, let's get it underway. This is, well, it promises to be a really tough matchup here for Manly Mixed. Straight out of the gate, they're going to face off against Half Moon, the highly fancied team, well, mostly from Melbourne, Victoria. Lots and lots of world's representatives in the white, currently on screen. And so, a big challenge for Manly.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, Manly in recent years have certainly been developing their mixed program. In fact, they got the first bid to go to the World Ultimate Club Championships next year, and a lot of strong players in New South Wales making up this roster.
So, a good warm-up for them. Noah Moss is going to settle underneath the disc. We're going to be calling his name a bit. One of these young gun stars for Manly. Megan Lee, near side, a bit early, trying to get involved in the play. And now looking down the field, Bell has it. We're playing on the dark lines in case you get confused. Lee, nice swinging pass out to Noah Moss. Moss summing up the situation. Coming back, Bell. Oh, flashing defense there. Rob Andrews trying to get involved. Bell. Moss drives, clears, opens the space to Lee, and Lee quickly flip for the score. Manly open. He's being called out.
Yeah, early days just settling in with a standard vertical stack. I do like the way that Manly are moving the disc side to side, making sure that they keep the defenders on their toes.
Joseph Morrissey with the Frisbee. Having a discussion, he will be called out. Pumps the left-handed backhand, Bell. Lee, heavily involved early for Manly. Bell can't get it to her. Morrissey. The lefty on the goal line. Oh, holds the disc. Well covered on the mark. Manly very static down the field. They need to find something. The Blady pass to Bell. Into Noah Moss for the score. Manly, they hold their opening possession.
Early days, very patient for Manly, as we said, using the width of the field, swinging it side to side. On Half Moon, you saw some pretty intense action on the mark there to deter some of those break shots, but nice opening point there for a clean hold for Manly to get up 1-0.
Well, you mentioned it early, Avril. Side-to-side disc movement, creating some different angles for Manly. It looked like they sputtered for a moment, but then managed to find that momentum again. We'll turn our attention to Half Moon in a moment. Because they are slightly favoured, though, as Manly, what kind of keys do you think Manly have here in this game to give themselves the best shot possible?
Well, I think belief, right? A lot of it is self-confidence and positive attitude and knowing that they're in it with a shot. Sure, they may not have the same international experience as some of the Half Moon players, but they've got some up-and-coming youngsters. They've actually played a lot of under-24s in the world stage as well. So that and playing as a team, I think that will go a long way early days.
So a nice pull that will set Half Moon on offense from the middle of the field. Oh, the give go, and they're off and running through Hamilton. Now, Eunice Chung will come back to the rangy unit of Sam McGuckin. Hamilton again. McGuckin, inside shot, and now they're away. Oh, and Andrews is flashing on the defense, and Andrews is going to get to the second one.
What a motor by Dave Andrews. Way to really pressure that first shot. He almost had disc in hand, and then the second just motors through, accelerates.
And Caro Marr pushing one. Manly get their first turn of the game. Now here's Andrews, the block getter. Goes inside shot to Richards.
So in this point already, or Manly's offensive part, they've already used the inside flick a couple of times to get the disc on the break side.
Reset to the middle. Dean Milne. Milne sees something he likes. It's Dave Andrews in the end zone. And Andrews, he's going to bring it down. Well, Manly, they hit their lead early with an early break. Half Moon, they're still in the car getting ready.
What a way to start the day. Manly get a clean break. Dave Andrews in the space on defense, generates the block, then gets a double happiness with the end zone to score. I don't think he even knew that Huck was coming, as we see here on the replay. And they get it on the break side, and then they've got really wide open side space here. You see Dave Andrews was looking, but I'm not sure that he thought it was coming, but in the end just puts it out into space, didn't need to break stride at all, and the defender just no chance at all to affect that play.
Young Will Hamilton there on defense, getting a little bit of a lesson of Division 1. You got to be on, you got to be ready. And that cut, Andrew's just kind of floating deep, as you say, not really expecting the cut, and then Milne just puts it on him.
Yeah, Milne realising that the defender was trailing metres behind, so all he had to do was put it out in front. Beautiful execution on that Huck. No wind at all to speak of at the moment. Conditions are pretty nice for Frisbee, although there is some wet weather and rain forecast for the weekend, so we'll see if that does affect things going forward.
Joey Ho, another nice pull. This time it's going to settle on this near side. Prentice, gives the pump, and then Lofton has to go to work. Prentice out into space, and Rob Andrews. An interesting defensive set here for Manly. They're sagging off a long way, letting the points work.
Yeah, looks like a zone with two in the front, which is why the handlers are working it pretty easily, but they're deterring any of those long shots.
Prentice just walking up and through. Andrews knowing the soft spot. Oh, gets sent back the other way.
Johan Xiao there with the intercept.
Clear misread. As now Manly with another opportunity. Manly going to work. Andrews is going to get called on a foul. That long reach of Andrews.
Looks to be an accepted call there, so Xiao there maintains possession.
Richards. Oh, he's stuck with the disc here. He does find it. No, he doesn't. It's a big block and a huge celebration on the sideline. Jamie Valancourt. Immediate throw. That gets turned over. And they're going to work. Oh, no, this is a turnover on the end zone line. Lofton goes fast, looking for Valancourt again. Valancourt gets the eventual double happiness after a minor hiccup in the middle. Half Moon, they score their first point of the tournament.
Yeah, well done for Half Moon. They finally get on the board, although that was 5 turnovers in the point in total, but they get the short turn here. Lofnen picks it up quickly, shoots it through. Valancourt, I'd say one of the less experienced players on the Half Moon roster, but certainly making her mark on the game.
Valancourt running through some throwing drills with coach Alex Latamatos before the game, so presumably a relatively new player. And, well, what an introduction to the top level of Ultimate in Australia. You're out here playing with Half Moon, a bunch of supremely experienced athletes, and a lot of national titles walking around on the field out there, both in the mixed and especially in the split gender season. Both the Ellipsis men's and Ellipsis women's teams being multiple back-to-back champions. And one of the only clubs who have managed to do it both sides of the competition in recent, or ever actually. A pull, a blading, skidding pull by Bill Foreman, and now Manly. A great catch down low. Ramsden gets low, secures the Frisbee. Richards. Manly trying to set up. Noah Moss gets shut down the field. He can't get to the Frisbee. Manly going backwards. Ellipsis doing a great job shutting down any kind of motion.
Yeah, the cutters are also spaced a little too far away at the moment for my liking. Manly just having to start their cuts and then give the defenders plenty of time to get in the way.
Sasha Bell finally finding Noah Moss, who's been cutting like a maniac. Oh, he's just going to throw a loose one. That's right on the money. Joseph Morrissey does enough to track down the Frisbee as Noah Moss has thrown it exactly where he needed to.
That's an incredible hammer there out in front. After they got pretty unstuck, there's no under options. They just had to move side to side. Eventually they get a small one up here on the open side. Moss points and shoots to target. And similarly to the one that he received in the end zone, just puts it out in front after defender gets blindsided on the under.
Looked like the defender on that one hadn't done too much wrong, actually.
No.
He was very, very close. Playing on the open side, the hammer over the top, finding the break side.
And I have to say, pleased to see Manly using a lot of different personnel in the lines, right? A lot of different names we're calling on each point. They're sharing the load at the moment, so playing as a team has really been quite successful so far.
And I think Noah Moss is definitely the key.
Oh, absolutely.
As they're shifting the disc around, it seems like Moss is that target that's going to unlock something for them.
Yeah,
that pull is going to loop up and out and back in.
Oh, Valancourt didn't want to catch that one blading into the ground.
It's an awkward height and an awkward direction. Lofnen sees something. He rips the back end of Summers. Andrews in the area. Summers can't bring it down.
Noah Andrews, paw prints all over the disc here. Didn't need to touch the disc, but just that movement affected the reception by Summers.
So Richards with it now for Manly. Andrews getting up the line. Summers flashing. He's close to that. I think if he leaves his feet, he gets himself a block. Richards, again, involved in keeping this offense moving for Manly. Milne looking. Manly finding the cuts when they need them. Pedang. Andrews now. Dave Andrews finds Otten. Oh, and that throw, it nearly gets dropped. And then Jeremy Wang, he brings it in anyway. Manly mixed out in front at the moment. 4-1 the score. They have come out of the blocks firing. Dave Andrews, 2 important blocks.
As we see here, just that control here. Squeezes it on the sideline. Plenty of space left for Andrews, just using the open side well. And then this one, Otten throws a bladey flick that is over to the break side of the field. Has visionary space there to attack. I am loving this Manly D-line. That is 2 clean breaks in the first half already.
You mentioned belief in the pre-game, and plenty of belief on show there. It is not windy, so that kind of throw, that bladey throw that does present an edge of the disc to the possible wind is perfectly safe here. Works out nicely in the end, and Manly now 4 points. So what we're looking at now is what do Manly do on defense? All right, Half Moon back on offense. Trong trying to get something going here, and Half Moon have coughed it up again. The chemistry not there at the moment. So here's Kayla Chen. Oh, going to throw something real speculative. And speculate we will. It is a Manly whitewash at the moment. The breakers are rolling in. And Half Moon, they are trying to surf it, and they are getting dumped.
My goodness me, Manly showing their creativity as well. Every single score, they've got some tricks in the bag. Would not have expected that scuba being thrown by Chen, but again, pinpoint. And this was just a run-through intercept block, well read by Milne. And they are off to the races here. You see Chen on the sideline, and she just floats out in front. Again, the defender just caught under, and Milne there with the double happiness. So double, quadruple happiness on all of these break points by Manly.
Always good fodder for commentators and pundits. At what stage do you call a timeout? Because it's always a meaningless conversation. But it's always good to fill in the air. I feel that Half Moon, they do need to call a timeout here shortly, especially if they give up a break here. I think they just need to not even really have a chat, just have a drink and a breather. These experienced players, just a moment to gather their thoughts, kind of shake off the sleep. Here's Phillips. McGuckin. Andrews, McGuckin, Andrews. More in line with what we were expecting, I think, as McGuckin and Andrews play a little bit of small ball. And Manly, that zone never collapsing in to stop the flow.
Yeah, the zone worked well in that previous point, but this one, the second wall in the middle, was just trying to contain that deeper shot, which exposed this under space, which was why it was so easy to go 1-2, 1-2 between McGuckin and Andrews. And we see here just unable to catch up that first wall. They were too short a field to play with. But, you know, it's an interesting one, this tournament. There are only 8 teams competing. So there's actually an automatic qualification through to bracket play to the quarterfinals, which means that the pool play games, the significance is more about where you finish in the pool and who you play in the quarterfinals. So a little bit different to the bigger tournaments this time. Maybe you do have the luxury of starting slow and building up towards the end.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because, like as you say, you're going to get through. So if you have that much self-belief, yeah, sure, just kind of noodle around for the first 2 days and then turn it on when it gets to brackets. Another male matching play. Here's Noel Moss. Moss goes the short one to Lee. And Half Moon, in still conditions, decide to go to a zone.
I mean, the match hasn't been working, so why not pull out something different?
Certainly puts Moss in a situation where he won't be playing in space as much.
Not a bad idea just to stop that easy free-flowing game of Manly. This way they just keep the disc trapped. Oh, now they slice one through.
Get the feeling that they're slightly too wide at the moment. The handlers, they're giving up too much angle to the defense. They're able to shift across. Here's Morrissey. There's the shot around the edge to Bell. Lee's in the middle of the field. Bell can't get it to her. Jordan Richards. Oh, Moss. Morrissey.
So using fakes to try to get the defenders moving, but it's pretty stagnant. There's not too much popping into that cup to get the cup moving. So I'd like to see Manly trying to open up those holes there so they can actually punch one through. But at the moment, just too still to really generate any opportunities, Manly.
I think Moss is realising, that the throws that are open to him and to the offense are broad. They're finally transitioning out Half Moon, so Manly, as they shift into the red zone, they'll need to react to the switch. There it is, out into Jordan Rich's hands. A great score for Manly Mixed as they puzzle their way through the Half Moon zone.
Well done there to attack something that they haven't seen yet from Half Moon, showing that they're able to just maintain possession and maintain patience as well. So really getting out of that zone more with their throwing skill than other techniques. As we said, still conditions here so far, so that does make it a little easier to achieve that result. So we'll see if Half Moon can force something else out of Manly's hand.
Coming back to Manly's approach to that zone, I feel like they were trying to do two things at once, in that they were not really spreading the zone and they weren't really collapsing and getting through the zone, like you said, with popping. So one or the other. And I think spreading the zone, especially with Noah Moss, receivers down the field, put your foot on the sideline. Moss will probably get it to you, especially when I look deep, there was only one player stretching the zone deep. And generally, you want two, because one person can't mark both sides of the field. And with Noah Moss and his ability to really laser in.
What a pull there. Plenty of float. Forces Prentice to let it fall to ground. She's now pinned in the back of her end zone and an intercept there.
It goes back to Manly with another turnover. And they're deep in the red zone. Here's Milne. Manly, they're a little bit static. They haven't quite got the flow yet. And now the around throw, Manly just understanding the conditions, I think. And they hit a 7-2 lead with one to go on the halftime. And what a pull.
That was an incredible pull to set up play. Blading in as well towards the grass made Prentice very uncomfortable, letting it fall to the ground, and then that misfire to Valancourt. But here we see Milne working with Peter and that, I don't know where the defenders were set up, but strike from that handless space. Defenders not recognising he was a threat. And again, Manly pinpoint with their throws.
Dead calm conditions. It is all open. If you've got the belief, you can throw it today. There's nothing really that's being taken away by the weather.
Yeah, Manly having belief in spades here. Clearly waking up on the right side of bed this morning, getting their coffee in early, and just working out the gender ratios. At the moment,
there's been a lot of great changes over the years, Avril, to the mixed game. Prescribed gender, that was an amazing change when that came in. Because before that, it was just offense decides, which was a bit wonky and a bit weird, because you just played four guys the entire time. I think that when it went to prescribed gender, I think it just opened up so much more tactical interest in the game. Oh, that's around the edge. Great throw in the end.
Manly bringing out a zone again this time.
Yep. Yeah, that's a goal. Oh, no, it's not. Dave Andrews.
Called it too early, Dan.
I thought it was Caroline Maehr. I was like, yeah, she's thrown a goal. Like, it's what she does. She doesn't really do much else.
But also, Dave Andrews, get a block. That's what he does, right?
So perhaps the unstoppable force moves the immovable object here today. Andrews popping up out of nowhere. I didn't see him, and clearly neither did Caro Maehr. Maehr going to nearly get one back. Otten, the wonderful catching hands of Otten, bringing that disc in, but Half Moon, they're going to get an easy one back. Here's Maehr. She's going to run it back. And she's looking. She wants that throw in the end zone. Andrews, Maehr. They've tried to open some space. Great defense down the stretch by Manly. The pop. There it is. Half Moon, they find it. And it's through Eva Wetherell.
So Half Moon, none of their scores coming effortlessly, having to churn and burn and work. As you said, Caro Maehr's first option picked off. This time working with Andrews in the backfield, and a nicely timed cut by Wetherell just gets on the right side of Richards in the end. This one punched through, and it was a bit of an easy let off a cold drop there by Peter. A bit uncharacteristic from Manly to give the disc back. The D-line having scored so many clean breaks already, but as you say, well ahead and hoping to hold this one to bring it to half.
7-3. Manly to go on offense. And it looks like Yunus Chung to pull. And this was one of the other changes that that came along, was along with prescribed genders on the line, it matches up now with the puller as well. Which again, I think just offers so much tactical interest, because you see that weapon pull. Oh, we'll come back to that. There's a free streaming receiver in the end zone. Manly, oh, are they going to go to half? That is a very deep throw. It's out the back.
Yeah, well spirited there, accepting the perspective from the opponent.
A monster cut by Grace Chamberlain. McGuckin gets the wobbler. Half Moon. They've found the cuts down the field. They're already at halfway. McGuckin trying to get up the line. Comes back for the inside throw. McGuckin is going to flip over an easy one. Chung back to McGuckin. The break side is open. It's Tiana Summons.
So finally, Half Moon, they do peg a break back just before we get to halftime. Sorely needed if they're going to try and get some grasp on this game. Called a lot of the Stars' names here to get the job done. Chung, McGuckin, Summers, starting to wake up now. The caffeine running in the blood. Can Half Moon make a run in this first half?
Manly mixed. Walk back to the line. Another offensive point for them. Great start to the game for Manly. Now they're just in that weird spot where they just need one more, and half is right there. And they need to be careful that Half Moon just don't sneak a couple on them here as we close out the first half.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what lines Manly is bringing out. I don't think it's like a traditional OD line. I think they're just rotating through and playing whatever point it is. Sometimes it's a little harder in that sense, because when you're playing kind of OD line structures, you get into the flow of playing offense defense, whereas when you're switching a little bit, the brain is a little less focused. So I wonder if that's a little factor there.
It comes with its challenges. A bloody pull by Bill Foreman. That is well handled by Moss. And here's Morrissey. Morse is covered well. So it has to be bailed out by the downfield receiver. Going back to fill in the space. Here's Bell. More undercuts. Richards goes to Morrissey. Morrissey. Bell, who's wriggled free of Foreman. Manly playing some good offense at the moment. They are prizing the disc. Oh, Moss gets looked off. Open on the open side. Here's Morrissey again. Half Moon, their defense is sagging. Richards looks to the break side. Oh, that's going to ask a lot. Looks like it was out.
Yeah, teammates said that was out of play, so accepting the turnover.
Oh, Trong was open. And now there's a big huck. It's 2-on-1. Lofton with a lot to do. Lofton rises. Off the edge of fingertips, out the back.
Yeah, I don't think that was a great decision there. Sandwich between two Manly players. That huck from Dotley, just not realising the defensive pressure that was surrounding Lockman.
I think part of the offensive plan for Half Moon, though, right in front of the Half Moon sideline, several encouraging voices saying, send it. And sent it was.
Very obedient to the calls.
I mean, when your players are around you like that, maybe in a normal game you wouldn't throw it, but you know your teammates are egging you on saying do it. You got to oblige, especially when it's a deep huck like that. You know, Lofton, he's an athlete.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Noel Moss bringing it in. Morrissey, who's been great early for Manly. Oh, he sees something, but he's gotten under it, and Foreman's in the area along with Bell. Foreman. Big, strong Bill Foreman. Solid base. Fights off the contact. And now Half Moon with a pick call. It'll come back. An opportune moment for a breather. It looks like neither team particularly enthusiastic to bring it in swiftly. Taking the opportunity. Here's Foreman. Foreman sees something. He goes outside in to Will Hamilton. Hamilton's got good spot. And there we go. Half Moon sneak another. They bring it to 7-5.
As we said, waking up here. Foreman getting involved all over that point. Just had enough of a separation on his defender. Nudged the defender under the disc. Made them go up early. In the end, read the flight path better, Hamilton, than his opponent. And send it, they do. Half Moon making use of these long options, this time punishing Manly. So Manly, like you said, starting maybe to get a little bit nervy. They've had several opportunities to close this half out and have surrendered the disc several times.
Well, to go from 7-2 up to now 7-5 up, yeah, things are getting a little bit squeaky. You just need that one hole. Dave Andrews now back out there for Manly, along with Noel Moss, and I think really importantly, Megan Lee as well. Lee has been the glue that's been holding together some of these offensive possessions for Manly. So the fact that she's out there, I think, great call for Manly. Here's Chen. Andrews. Morrissey. Morrissey goes with the flick. Oh, that's asking a lot. It's drifting out of bounds. Oh, he's done so well. We'll have to send that one upstairs. McGuckin with pressure. Oh, they're going to give it to him. I didn't think he could do it. And then he did it. And
I think the line's also playing a role. Hard to know which one it is here with a few different colours. But that was a lefty flick outside in to that break space.
oh, yeah, he's in.
Well in there. Definitely had control of the disc, and then the foot inbounds. I'm just so impressed with the vision that Manly have. You know, the spaces that they're attacking and how they're attacking it. The creativity of the shapes on their throws. No hesitation at all. And the game advisor also right there, potentially also providing perspective. So
that's half time, Admiral.
yeah, after a bit of a nervy end to that half, Manly do put it away 8-5. We'll see what's in store for the rest of this game in the second half.
We'll come back with that shortly, so don't go away, as this is the first game in 3 days of action here from the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships. We'll be back shortly after a few replays and a bit of a drink of water, I think.
Making it much better. Something about you feels so special. Pretty over from the minute that I met you. Trying to get your attention. You make me nervous. In the corner of my best friend's sofa, you were getting buzzed on rum and cola. Wasn't brave enough yet just to talk to you. Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special.
Well, welcome back to the second half of this first pool play match here from the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships of 2025. And it was the first half of two halves, Avril, where Manly got off to a big run, 7-2, before eventually Half Moon bringing it back with 3 consecutive breaks. Your thoughts from that first half? I think you were looking through the stats there.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. As you said, Manly off to a real flyer here, waking up a lot quicker than Half Moon. Interestingly, didn't feel like it, but Half Moon generated 6 break opportunities, converted 2. Manly had 7 opportunities, but converted 4. So the fact that they're converting those breaks, and 4 out of 4 of those breaks were actually clean breaks as well for Manly, that was what really stood out to me.
And it's what put them in front. Incisive analysis there from the voice of Australian Ultimate, Avril Tam.
I mean,
it's
having
like
to carry on the baton from you, Dan.
It's like fetch. We're going to make it happen.
But it's an interesting one. This is, as proceedings, this is a Pool A game, and Half Moon being top seed in that pool and Manly being second. So it's a really good matchup to start the first game of the tournament.
So Half Moon on offense to start the second half. Out to Jamie Valancourt. Looking for Phillips, can't find her. Oh yes, goes with the dad backhand. And here's Molly Valancourt.
So Manly have done well to push Half Moon to the end zone, not making too many metres. The long arms of Otten there, drawing the Prentice matchup.
Summers has some time on the Frisbee, just summing things up as Andrews comes back, and now Prentice over the top, finding her Firetails teammate. Andrews on the run in the middle of the field. Goes again, the Blady one, looking for Valancourt in the end zone.
I like that they are getting Valancourt truly involved early. But saying that, Manly's zone are doing well. This 2-3-2 structure, deterring most of these long options, and also the under. They did get one over the top to Prentice, like you said. Sorry, it was Prentice to Cat Phillips there. And that's, I think, the way that they're going to have to expose that zone.
Milne centers to Richards. And Jessica Richards looks for Otten. Otten in space. The cut slightly mistimed and was too early. And now through Joey Ho. My apologies, Peter Ing. Johansio. Milne trying to get open. They go the reset, stepping up. Forces the space for the around throw out to Richards. Milne. The up-and-coming stars for Manly working away. They're in the red zone. And now on the doorstep, Joey Ho. Oh, and Valancourt with pressure on the mark. It looks like it's going to be a foul.
I was just going to say, Manly is still doing so well to maintain composure and stay patient, swinging side to side. They are not afraid to throw those break throws, whether it's around or inside. That's really forcing the issue with Half Moon having to cover more ground.
Joey Ho. Looking for the reset. Whoa, through hands. Milne tracking it back. It's outside the red zone now. They're going to have to work it back in. Milne, inside throw.
Call of some sort. Might
Pick
be
down the field.
Yeah. Pick or foul downfield. As the players reset. Very short field here for Manly. Closing in on that end zone.
At the moment, it's less of a vertical stack and more of a downfield clump.
Nice jinky moving by Otten to get free.
Otten in prime real estate. He's just going to test Andrews. Andrews gets to it. Half Moon get it back. Andrews going to play with some tempo, bring it in. Lofton provides some width. Getting Half Moon off the sideline. Summers. Andrews looking for the scuba. Molly Valancourt had sat down in some space behind the cup. Great awareness there. Lofton. Phillips gets into the zone and now gets to work. Summers. Lofnan. The connection is there. And now just throwing it to the tall guy. Andrews. It's going to put Dean Milne on a poster. Unfortunate young man. And look at Lofnan. He looks guilty. He knows exactly what he was doing.
Cat caught the cream there. Lofnan and Andrews teaming up. I have to say, Nat Otten was doing a mountain of work there as the mark, having to shift side to side. So that second defender or that wing defender bit a little bit too far in, and that exposed the first shot, which led to the continuation. They were doing so well to contain that initial next option, but this time just got sucked in a bit too much, which exposed them.
Dean Milne doing everything right there. As the shorter man or the shorter defender, you always get in front, get your hands up, make them make the play. He did it. So credit to him. He can't feel too bad about that. As Andrews is... Well, I'm surprised he hasn't been given an honorary apprenticeship or an honorary trade as a roofer. Spends so much time up there climbing on people's shoulders. He's done it to everyone. At this stage, you really don't feel special when Rob Andrews scars you and his brother Dave. I mean, it's just kind of in that family, I think. As Manly now, they find themselves in a game, 8-6. Here's Moss. He's going to throw it across, and McGuckin reading the floaty crossfield throw, getting the disc back. Chung goes fast. Maehr sees McGuckin screaming to the end zone. And Half Moon, 8-7.
The big boys getting it done in the end zone on both ends. This time McGuckin on the receiving end after reading that intercept like a book. They were baiting Manly into throwing that option and just timed the acceleration for that intercept, and then guns hard for the end zone, gets the reward for effort. And Karamash has put several of those long options up this game. Not too many successful, but this time showing her skill with the disc.
And with that, after 2 consecutive scores for Half Moon, they bring it within 1.
Yeah, and there's only 1 break in it now. Manly broken. Manly breaking 4 times and Half Moon breaking 3, but Manly haven't broken since 7-2. So it's been a little while since they've forced pressure on the offensive points of Half Moon.
To use a metaphor, it's been a minute between drinks. They're a little bit parched out there on defense. But first, they need to work through an offensive possession. Moss to Lee. Chen trying to get free. Tense defense. Genevieve Tan putting the clamps on, and Moss has set one that's very low. Foreman peels off the back to cover.
Yeah, it's interesting when Manly are playing their offensive set, their cutters are so far away. It looks like they're intentionally allowing the handlers to move it between them and get the continuation. But at the moment, the spacing is not enough.
Oh, Summers, he's just run past the entire stack, and Foreman's going to reach for him, and Summers has overdone it. What a hell of a block by Joseph Morrissey.
Incredible closing speed by Morrissey. I thought Summers had all the space in the world. But look at this effort, meters behind, just reads that outside in disc, lays out, full extension, horizontal. Boy, what a D for Morrissey.
Tiernan Summers has run all the way around it and opened the door. And Joseph Morrissey has walked in and sat down on the couch and put his feet up on the coffee table. Look at this, we roll it back. Hell of a play by the young man. Post that to your Instagram tonight. Here's Bell. Out to Richards. Manly, they need to find something here. Morrissey getting under. Oh, that's an inside throw. Foreman gets it going. Ollie Lofton sees something he likes. He's going to go outside in. Genevieve Tan. She's found some space. She reads it well. And it's through the hands.
So Half Moon, a lot of their offensive attacks are that long game. Some of those hucks coming off and some of them not. You can see how close the Manly defenders wary to that long option, making sure they've got good coverage there.
Jordan Richards lasering a throw through the inside space, finding Sasha Bell. Moss. Morrissey is very deep at the moment. Richards going to find Morrissey. Oh, what a catch. On the second effort with the left hand. Richards again, the laser. Moss has found space. Morrissey was there. Moss just can't get it to him. Here's Lee. Back to Moss. Moss wants that score. And there it is. Patience personified for the young man from Manly.
Beautifully done by Manly. Again, just having that patience. You saw the Half Moon defenders poaching in the lane, providing double coverage. Just looks a bit beyond, targets that poach player. And I have to say, Chen has done a really good job. Just so steady in that backspace, always providing a safe option to reset the disc. And as we said, just a bit too much defense focused on that open side that exposes that last one to Chen.
I missed it on the first go around, saw it on the replay. The lefty backhand for Noel Moss rather than the short range forehand.
As we said, the creative throws from Manly really impressive in this game. You know, the fact that they're getting all of these pressure points, all of these breaks, but how they're getting it, you know, the scoobers, the hammers, the long shots, the outside in shape to the inside space. Absolutely putting on a throwing clinic today.
Here's Milne to Paul for Manly, and oh, that's a weapon. It's going to hit the light post. No, it doesn't. It's not going to come in. It went out like pretty much on the goal line. Some jokes being shared.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. I think the wind just gusted up a little bit as the ball went up, so unlucky there for Milne. Getting plenty of purchase on the disc, but out the sideline.
It came out of the hand all right. Just came out very, very flat. And Maehr finds herself with a golden opportunity. A very, very long way up the field.
Yeah, she likes the long range shots, but this time has to walk the distance of her usual huck distance.
Oh, and Otten is setting the mark. Otten doing a teammate dirty there. I mean, didn't go out quite that soon. And now here's Chung. Maehr goes fast. Well, out in front of Melly Valancourt. Manly get themselves the disc. Short field situation. Half Moon can't get it done. Jessica Richards. Now Dean Milne. Otten. Jeremy Huang. Goes the around throw. Or too tall. Jessica Richards. McGuckin sends Dave Andrews to the shots for Pioneer Sausage Roll. Here's Molly Valancourt. Andrews, Half Moon with flow. Oh, Andrews. Awareness, heads up play, turns around, gets the block. His brother, no less. And so, Manly, they get another opportunity. Here's Richards. She's been critical for Manly. And they flow down the sideline to Natalie Otten. What a play by Manly. They're going to call it back, though, on a travel.
Oh. Huang and Andrews having a chat. Oh,
Yeah,
looks like it's now retracted.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think Rob Andrews has kind of summed up the situation. Did he travel? Probably. Did it really
affect play?
Probably not.
And maybe it was just that slowing down, slight change of direction. Didn't look like he lifted the foot off as he threw, but either way, Manly make that one count, and they finally get a break after a hot minute, Daniel.
And it has been a little bit. But that's the thing about Ultimate. It's not over until you score that last point. You've always got that opportunity. The game's not over until it's over.
I like that energy from Manly as well after they scored that break. All the teammates getting around him as well. Pretty vocal on the sideline. The youthful energy and vibrance on display. So as we said, sticking together as a team. I have to say, a lot of their female matching players being a real highlight. Richards there, as you said, absolutely workhorse championing that point. So reliable.
Megan Lee as well. I think the two of them, they are really making this Manly offense click.
And of course, now Otten, she's just been everywhere. Those long limbs on the mark and on defense, she's been bothering a lot of those throws, just causing some slight miscues and then getting the reward for effort as well. We know she's an elite cutter.
Oh, he's dropped that, and he's going to walk it off. That is absolute filth by Rob Andrews. You think I didn't see that, buddy? I saw it. The old eyes are fine. They're going to test it to the end zone. Is nobody going to call it back? Apparently not.
Just that professional walk off there by Andrews. That one was for sure a dropped pull. Don't know why Manly didn't question that.
I can't. I'm dead. I'm dying. I've got nothing.
Oh, that was through the legs as well, but I don't know. Manly just didn't have eyes on the just to question it at all.
I want to have another look at this.
Like
right now, I don't know if I'm believing myself in what I saw, because I wonder if he used to play soccer back in the day.
What are you saying about our soccer colleagues? Here we have.
I played soccer.
All right.
Let's have a look at this.
That. Oh.
That's.
He did not have control over that before the back of the disc touched the ground.
I think probably the less said about that, the better. We're getting some looks from the spectators in the crowd. They're looking over at us. It's self-officiated sport, ladies and gentlemen. And clearly both teams on the field happy. We have an offside. No call made. So we'll play on through Chen and now Richards. Moss. Looking for Jordan Richards. Richards, not much in front of him. Heavy defense. And there we go. Nez Ruiz getting on the block sheet. Here's Chung. Makes up her ground. Trying to find Nez Ruiz for the double happiness. Half moon. Bring it to 9-10.
And well read by Ruiz, just getting that intercept block. Again, Half been doing so well to bait those options, making it look like it was an open throw to Manly and just sneaking through, accelerating to get her mitts on. And Lachlan again picking up quickly. Chung on the doorstep, throws to her rogue teammate in Riz for the score. Just utilising that open side a little too easily. Manly unable to put any pressure on defence. So Manly still with their noses in front. They are one break ahead, but we've certainly got a game on our hands. Half been making up the ground towards the latter part of that first half. And now they are almost even Stevens. But Manly working well as a team. A lot of different contributors on the board. As we said, a feature the female matching players, particularly in the handler space, have been doing so well to be reliable as well as attack. And we'll see if they can attack again here on offense.
Gutkin's going to drive Noah Moss back into his own end zone. He's all on an island out there like Gilligan. He has no friends at the moment. He needs some help back there. Morrissey settling under it. Nice catch. As McGuckin. Oh, that's a Callahan! And the first game of Mixed Nats for 2025 yields a Callahan. As it looks like Eva Weatherall has just stepped in front. Wow, what a turn of events this is, and bringing us all the way back. Going to be a timeout for Manly. Noah Moss looks unimpressed.
Yeah, and as you said, they left Noah all out on his own. I'm not sure. There's a huge miscommunication by the two handlers to work out who was there in support. So Morrissey, that release valve, but here you see Everall just, as we said before, baiting that open option and then getting in the way. As we knew the stall count was rising and just cutting off that open side throw here. Morrissey, little tentative, but just not good enough here by Ramsden to attack that disc, and Weatherall makes her pay. And we are even Stevens indeed, 10-10. Manly now looking a little nervy, half moon on the rise.
In situations like that, the defense, they get to play downhill. They know that really there's not too many other places that Frisbee's going to go when you're driven back in your end zone like that. And you know, I think an important thing, the reset space was also a bit clogged there. So Weatherall, very experienced player, one of the best to ever do it. Reads that very well, sums up the situation and knows that she can just let it play out and then step in front for a massive Callahan score.
It has been interesting watching the Manly offensive sets when they've set that vert stack. They, like I said, they leave a lot of space for the handlers in that backfield, but the spacing of the handlers just way too far. That triangle, too much distance. They need a little bit of adjustment with the spacing. If they are going to utilize that handler weave, they just need to make sure they're positioned well so they've got multiple options instead of funneling into one.
See Noah Moss on there, on the screen there, leading conversation.
It's always tough being a coach and a player, and Noah Moss is for this team, and sometimes it's hard when you are playing and truly in the game to see some of that outside perspectives, that's just the strategic analysis. So, you know, that is one of the challenges of being a player coach, is that you don't necessarily have a lot of time on the sidelines or from that bigger perspective to see some of these strategy, I guess, downfalls
patterns.
And yeah.
Certainly. A good spot to be, I think, though. Manly, I know that they're going to look back and they're going, oh, we were 7-2 up.
Yeah.
However, this is the top seed, and as a team that's going to need to build into the finals, you don't want to be playing your best ultimate on day one, game one.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's so much to learn here for them.
Yeah, the fact that they've been able to play at such a high level for over a half of Ultimate is really a real testament to how far these players are in their development piece, right? I mean, as they continue to build more years of playing together, they're just going to get stronger and stronger. They might be the half moons of the future.
Well, Richards trying to step into one as Sasha Bell was streaming deep. Richards, long way down the field with two passes. Moss going to look for the reset, gets up the line. I think there was a window there. Richards is going to go across the field. McGuckin says, not on my watch, youngster. Now here's Tiernan Summers. He's crept up the wing, giving Half Moon some distance and some width. Prentice. McGuckin keeps the Half Moon offense going. Molly Valancourt. McGuckin is going to drop that one off the right hand. Morrissey picks it up. For a moment, he was contemplating just putting it out onto Donna Chen's run. Bell. Morrissey has gotten free of McGuckin. Morrissey to the end zone. Does it that time. Nice hold by Manly.
Exactly what they needed after getting broken twice in a row, calling a timeout, rallying the troops. Well done on converting that offensive score. McGuckin, as we said, generating the turn, but also having a bit too casual of a bobble and drop. And well done to Manly here, celebrating that score together. As we said, this Manly team are building into the World Club Championships next year. So this is a fantastic way to prepare early in their campaign. See the early stars in action.
And where will that be held next year, Avril?
That is Limerick in Ireland.
Back to Limerick. Feels like every second Worlds tournament it's in Limerick.
Yeah, very different weather in Limerick compared to the sunny Beenleigh in Queensland.
Well, normally sunny. Not so much today. I was contemplating, as I was on the way here this morning, Queensland rain versus other kinds of rain. I feel that Queensland rain is probably the best kind of rain. It's not particularly unpleasant. You get a little bit soggy, sure, but... And then I was thinking about the worst kinds of rain, and I thought maybe Hobart rain or Melbourne rain sometimes.
Yeah, the cold rain, that's no fun. But when it's not too chilly, don't feel it as much. And Half Moon certainly showing that they're not feeling the pressure at all. All smiles there.
Loughnan is going to test it, sending it to Phillips. That's a pretty good throw, Phillips. Clean pair of heels, just boosting it down the sideline. Half Moon, 11 all, they trade out.
Most efficient score yet. 2-throw point. Game over. Back to the drawing board for Manly defense here.
We're in that weird point of the game, Avril, where the energy is kind of in a little bit of a lull. You know, it's part the way through the second half. Time is ticking away. Scores are being traded. It's easy to get complacent here, and huge opportunity for either team. You think, maybe not this game, but certainly later in the tournament, to strike here, put on a break or two, this puts you in a really, really good spot with not a lot of time for the other team to respond.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both sidelines relatively quiet, Dan. And, you know, traditionally, I guess, offensive lines or people playing offense like that calm, cool environment, and defense lines, some of them getting vocal to try and G up their D-line players, but haven't really seen too much of that. As you said, it is early days, day one, first game of pool play. But it'd be interesting to see if any of that makes a bit of a difference as we move forward. And Noah Moss again getting things going.
Richards. Back to Moss. Now around the corner to Kayla Chen. Sasha Bell. Bell is going to find Moss as Foreman had gone. Oh, and Foreman has blown the coverage on Sasha Bell. Noah Moss picks him out. Bill Foreman, I saw him, I watched him all the way. He expected the switch. The switch didn't come, and, well, a throw in the end of the day that made it look probably worse than it actually was.
Yeah, I think did all the things right. I mean, that was a hammer to the far corner of the field and a relatively flat one, which meant that there wasn't much time at all for the defender to get in position. That was well spotted by Moss. As we said, the throwing skills on display here. That's his second hammer score in this game already. So Noah Moss spotting up and hitting targets very accurately indeed.
Third assist of the game for Noah Moss. On par for him. Normally good for more than a couple.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 hammer assists, not a bad stat.
playing to the conditions, I think, certainly. Dead calm, beautiful weather, and I think in a little bit out of the usual for Queensland, not humid at all. So, dream conditions now. As Trung finds Caroline Maehr. Now McGuckin in some space. Valancourt, they go fast. Oh, and then great defense by Pitang. Oh, he's popped that one up. It's going to go back. It's going to be a call and a discussion here. McGuckin calmly I think it was, agreeing with the foul call. Very, what would the word be? Proactively. We'll go with proactive.
Yeah, taking the initiative, right?
Yeah. I think it was making it clear to Pitang that, there was...
So, discus
Okay,
staying with
maybe
half moon.
I am confusion. We'll continue. McGuckin goes with the 1-2. Finds Will Hamilton. Now McGuckin. Weatherall open on the far side of the field. Decides to go short to Maehr. Valancourt back to Maehr. And this is prime real estate for Maehr. There's going to be a foul call.
Strip call, I think, and a goal is signalled.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
Hang on. There's a bit more chat. Retracted or
No.
accepted? Okay, accepted, strip call, goal scored.
Yeah, I think the call was on Johan Xiao, and he'd already kind of said that he wasn't going to contest the call, and I think it was Dave Andrews that was questioning it, and a predictable end. Generally speaking, in that kind of circumstance, you go with the person who's involved.
Yeah, outcomes the same.
Okay. We continue to trade.
Yep, 4 holds in a row now, 2 apiece. And you feel like the game is here for the taking, Dan. It's just one moment to convert a break and game's pretty much over, right?
It seems that way, doesn't it? Where, I don't know, you get the feeling that maybe there's just one break in it now.
Yep.
And the team to get it's going to win it. But then again, we kind of look back into the earlier stages of this game, and there were runs of breaks. So, in my way, I'm sitting on the fence and doubting myself.
So
and Bill Foreman's going to put up another big one. Moss is going to catch on the full, which decides not to come to Lee. Goes to Sasha Bell. Getting them out of the end zone, importantly. Moss with the shake and bake. And now Moss with arms free has Morrissey. Lofton had to work hard to get there. Get some sort of force and pressure on. Here's Lee. Morrissey. Completely not on the same page, not even in the same library at the moment. And Messi is going to see Noah Moss. Lofton in the area. Moss has played it well. A point that had it all.
And very quiet. No celebrations on that score at all. Both teams just getting the job done. Another hold this time. So Half Moon, they had an opportunity with possession in hand, but just a miscommunication that gives the disc back. Just feels very eerily still, Dan.
Before the storm, perhaps. And back to the replay. This was the original turn. We watch in the near frame. Well, nope, we're not watching anything. Replay's gone.
All right, so this time, Manly D-line out. They are going to have a crack at this half-moon offense. Very interested to see what they do. Their zone has been effective. That 2-3-2 with the second wall, kind of baiting those throws, sniffing those opportunities in that midfield. And Nat Otten here is on the line, so she's going to be on the mark. No surprises, but that's a half-field pull, not ideal for Manly's D-line.
Half Moon will have a half field to work with. Here's Chung. Oh, Chung with a low one. McGuckin gets his hand on it.
And this is the opportunity that Manly wanted. Just sorting out who's going to pick up the disc from that sideline. Looks like it's going to be Milne here with the pickup duties. But a side stack here by Manly. You can see Nat Otten isolated on that open side space. Chung on the mark.
Move by Otten. Jab step, getting some separation. Dave Andrews. Milne. Milne. I was just going to reach for Otten. Otten. The consummate receiver. He's been doing it at such a high level for such a long time. Never, ever going to be any other result. And Otten scores again for Manly. Bringing us to 14-12 for Manly.
And that is the break. Might be the last one of the game here, Daniel. But again, no real celebrations after it. I guess both teams just running through the reps here early in this pool play game on day one. Half Moon, they seem pretty untroubled. I'm sure they have confidence to peg one back. Still plenty of time here. We are playing with 100-minute soft cap. So this game has certainly been an efficient one for both teams.
To be expected with very little wind to speak of and manageable humidity. The disc has been easy to move, easy to handle.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty surprised this time. Mixed Nationals being all the way in November, oftentimes towards the end of October, so very pleasant Queensland conditions, really. And Manly D-line out with their zone again.
I certainly can't remember a time in the last 20 years where it hasn't been in October. And yeah, we find ourselves here at the lovely Beenleigh Multi-Sports Association in the city of Logan. Beautiful Queensland. Well, that's inventive and had to be. Now Summers settles underneath a bladey throw by McGuckin. Under pressure, well caught. Half Moon, they score, they hold. 13-14. Manly mixed on offense. An opportunity to trade this one out.
Yeah, they did struggle a little bit to close out the half the first time around. Going back on the scoreboard, it was Half Moon getting 2 breaks in a row before Manly were able to secure a hold. So be interesting to see that mental game of Manly. Can they hold up to this? The premier players of Half Moon, the likes of Summers and McGuckin, Andrews, Phillips, Prentice, Karumar, stars throughout the entire roster. But Manly with their own up-and-coming stars here. Moss, Milne, Morrissey, Chan, Lee, and Richards. And Otten already a true star of the game.
It looks like Half Moon go with nothing out of the usual. They certainly haven't stacked this line, as they've kept that same distribution as before. Moss gets a paw out.
Oh,
Let's roll out the side.
It's another tough spot to start, with the pools of Half Moon getting stronger as the game progresses, forcing the issue from Manly having to work their way from deep in the end zone.
And because Noel Moss touched this, he has to bring it in from the sideline. And Richards just going to climb up into it and send a long forehand that...
It's not coming in.
Doesn't look like it's going to come in.
It's going to come in all the way close to the end zone. So very short field. You can see the sprint effort here by Lochner.
And he's right on the goal line. So Half Moon. Lofton comes across. There's a free player somewhere. Trung. And now the throw to the end zone. Half Moon. They're going to take it at Universe Point for the first game of the day. What a way to get there. Twists and turns after a very fast start for Manly in the first half, taking it out to 7-2. Half Moon have gone through 2 fightbacks now. The first one to bring it back to 8-5.
And again, well set up by that long pull, forcing Manly to throw a huck in hope, but hopeless in the end. And a short field to work with for Half Moon. As you said, bring it level. Game 1, day 1. Universe Point.
That's what we're here for. Interestingly, Dave Andrews has been sent to the sideline. And I like this move. Not having Andrews on the field, going with Morrissey, Richards and Sasha Bell instead. Andrews been there, done that before. Getting some experience into the legs of the young players. So this time it is Rob Andrews to pull. He goes inside out. Foreman.
Offside called.
And that's huge. Getting Manly.
I think that's the biggest cheer I've heard from them all day.
Well, there's been some yips for Manly getting the disc underway after a big pull. And so the offside call will allow them to bring it in from the brick mark. Considerable advantage in the context of the game, given how much Manly have struggled down the stretch.
So interestingly, Half Moon have gone a zone defense look here.
Which is interesting on Universe Point. We'll see how that plays out, because it seems like a very bold strategy. Here's Lee. Goes the around. McGuckin arriving. And Sam McGuckin's going to grab it, and he's going to throw it. Summers is under huge pressure. He's gone underneath it. And Manly in scramble defense. It was panic stations. Here's Morrissey. He's going to have to work on his own. He need to calm the heart rate. Now Lee. And McGuckin playing as that far side wing. He's got incredible range. Oh, and speaking of range, Andrews can't get there. Manly win it. They win it in Universe against the top seeds from their pool. Manly, they strike early, and Half Moon have gone down 15-14.
What an incredible way to start the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships Division 1, going all the way to Universe Point. Top 2 seeds in the pool. Defending champions Half Moon going down to Manly Mixed. Incredible desperation play by both defenses to earn possession on that Universe Point. The desperation from Manly winning out with that 2-on-1 in the end zone against Summers. And playing against a very close zone there, working small ball. That lefty hammer over the top by Morrissey, the release valve.
I want to go back to that play in the end zone where Summers has had a crack at it. He's just missed the read on it. So
this is the offside call.
Yeah, we'll start with the offside. Yeah, fair enough.
Phillips, I think, there with the toe across the line, and the game advisors their available perspective, and Noah Moss professionally calls it.
So here's the throw I wanted to look at. McGuckin, it's floaty and it's awful, and it puts Summers under all kinds of pressure, And Summers just gets sucked under the disc. Oh, he's only just missed it as Bell adjusting late to go to the back. And then
That
this one.
lefty hammer. Just exquisite there. And he thought that deep had a bid, but in the end, Ramsden out the back.
Well, let's wrap it up there. And the lefty hammer of all things has gone over the top of Rob Andrews. What a game. What a way to start the mixed Ultimate Championships for this year. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Don't go too far. The next game's coming up shortly. We'll be back with more Ultimate Frisbee action.
ULTI.TV.